Mr. Reddit Man presents. I returned a lost wallet last night and the owner accused me of stealing it. What's your best no good deed goes unpunished story? Found a cell phone in the middle of the street. Nobody was around, so I figured I should check the contacts to find out who owns. Figured home was a safe bet. I call and start talking after they pick up, only to be torn apart by the owner's mom, who thinks that I have stolen it. Apparently the phone was lost the day before and they were looking. Anyways, the dude who owned it gave me $30 for returning it and $10 for dealing with his mom. So, my good deed was punished, but I got a reward for being punished. Honestly, if I found a phone and called the owner to get an earful of shite, I think I'd be making a trip to the ground pretty fast. In line at 7-Eleven behind an elderly woman. She pays for her things and leaves. There's a banana sitting on the counter. Cashier looks up and calls out, "Miss, your banana," but she does not hear. I bolt after her and catch up quickly. "Hey, I think you left your banana inside." She turns to me and glares. "I did not want the banana, you little shite," and continues walking away. Free banana? I found a dog, pit bull, wandering in my neighborhood along a busy street. I hopped out of my car and put my dog's spare collar on him to keep him from being hit. I walked to all the nearby houses and knocked on the doors asking if anybody belongs to the dog or if they knew who did. After about 10 houses I gave up and took him home. That afternoon I made found dog flyers without the dog's picture, about 100 in all, and put the up around the area. In front of my house I put a big one so people would know that this was the place. After a few days I had pretty much resigned myself to keeping the guy when I got a phone call. The lady gave a perfect description of the dog and I told her she could swing by and pick him up. About an hour later she shows up with the cops. She gets out of her car and greets me with, "Are you the asshole that stole my dog?" I was of course taken aback. I stood there with a slack jaw not knowing what to say. "I asked you a question. Did you steal my dog?" "What? No. I found a dog and tried to find his home. You stole him and I have witnesses." She then tried to get the officer to arrest me. It only took a few moments for the officer to realize she was crazy. "So he stole your dog, asked all your neighbors who the dog belonged to, put up signs saying he had the dog, and then invited you over to take the dog back. Either he's the worst criminal in the world or you do not understand the definition of stole, ma'am." She then claimed I stole the dog for the reward money. The officer said he did not see an offer for a reward, nor did I ask for one. But just out of curiosity, how much reward money were you going to offer? Asked the officer. $200. That's what he wants. That's why he took the dog. Well, we have no evidence of him stealing the dog, but it seems to me that has earned the reward money. Worst $200 I ever earned. I captured a pit bull puppy in my backyard when it was chasing some workmen back there, and frankly it needed to not be running loose in my neighborhood. He had tags, so I called the phone number, left voicemail, hung out with the puppy for a bit, gave him water, etc. Tried again, left voicemail. Cannot sit here playing with a puppy all day, though I wish I could. Called animal control. "Oh, yeah, is that Jax? Can you bring him in? We have a seizure warrant if he's found unleashed again," indicating the owners regularly let him out without supervision. I felt bad, but called the owner's number again and left voicemail, letting them know that Jax would be at the pound and they could pick him up there. Took him to the pound. This was a super sweet pup, by the way, who totally deserved much better humans. 15 minutes after I get home, they knock on my door demanding to know where the dog is. Then they tell me I should not have done anything with their dog. On my property. Bothering people. And how would I like it if someone took my dog to the pound? Well, mom, I'd be grateful for them making sure my dog was safe. My dog isn't not allowed to roam around without a leash. I shut the door in her face and never looked back. Late to the party here, but lifeguards of Reddit will get me on this one. I managed a pool for 10 years. It had a zero depth area where the water gets gradually deeper, like a beach. This was also the area with all the kiddie toys. Parents would send their toddlers out there on their own while they chatted, read, sunbathed, etc. The thing was like a succubus for toddlers and 3 or 4 of them would go under daily, resulting in my guards or me going in and saving the lives of these children, lest they see Davy Jones' locker. The parents basically thought we were babysitters and did not give a damn about their children while they were swimming. At least once a week, I would have to deal with some parent flipping out about how their kid was fine and we had no right to touch them. Threats were made about cops and lawyers. Luckily we always had a patrolman on duty at our pool. He would laugh in their faces and threaten to arrest them for neglect. which usually shut them up. Once, one of my 98-pound female lifeguards saved 2 kids at the same time. Her reward, a smack across the face from an irate mother. I have never seen a cop react so fast. I miss that job. To sum it up, watch your ducking kids while they are at the pool. As a kid, I'd never forget the day my mom got arrested after slapping a lifeguard who saved my life. I got embarrassed every time my parents got angry at anyone. I could not imagine how horrible witnessing physical assault by your parents would be as a kid. Stop a man beating a woman at a bar. Instead, the woman started to hit me along with the guy. Then at the end, the man beat the woman again, saying he did not need her help. I live in an area with fairly low priced rentals, so it's full of college kids and people who are of lower incomes. I was at the corner store and the family in front of me had a case of beer, a 12-pack of Coke, a few packs of cigarettes, chicken nuggets, macaroni and cheese, and some milk. Their debit card got denied, so they took out the milk, got denied again, took out the chicken, got denied again, took out the mac and cheese, finally got approved, so they were going home with beer, Coke, and cigs. Their 2 kids, maybe 4 and 6, asked what they were having for dinner if they did not have the chicken nuggets. The mom's response was, "You can drink Coke, it's got calories." The younger kid started crying for the chicken nuggets. The mom grabbed her by the arm and told her she was not getting any dinner. I bought their chicken nuggets and ran after them. I tried to give them the box, and the mom started screaming at me. Do we look like a ducking charity case? I can raise my own ducking kids. You do not know what it's like being a mom and tons of other bullshit. I was like, just take the goddamn chicken. Your kids are hungry. The woman hit the box out of my hands and she and her man grabbed the kids and stormed away. I wish I'd followed them and called CPS or something. So I was outside this fast food place that sold hot dogs. I saw a homeless woman with a shopping cart trying to come out of the joint. She was struggling to open the door, so I did the gentleman thing and held the door open for her. I do not know if that hobo was on crack or what, but she started yelling at me, telling me that she did not need any help and told me to duck off. I let go of the door, smacked her right in the face. I was at a bar in Boston and noticed there was a backpack under my table. I opened it to find a new MacBook Pro and a few architecture books with a Northeastern College sticker on it. I went through the items looking for a name or some sort of way to identify the owner but found nothing. I really didn't want to give this to the bouncer because I knew it would probably disappear. But after about 30 I turned it into the bartender, who put it behind the bar. Fast forward an hour later, and this girl comes through the door, walks over to where I was, and starts looking all around. Just keeps saying, "Where is my backpack?" over and over. I say, "Hey, I just gave it to the bartender." Saying nothing, she pushes my girlfriend out of the way and rushes to the bar demanding her backpack. Bartender turns it over, then she opens it to inspect the contents. When she realizes it's all there, she just turns and walk out. No thank you. Nothing. TL. I could be typing this on a new MacBook Pro. A buddy of mine blew the motor in his truck. I knew of a engine 200 miles away that would be a good replacement. So I drive there, pay $250 for it, load in my truck and drive back. I leave the motor at the local shop and it gets put in the truck. 1 week later he sells the truck and never pays me for the motor. I helped 2 guys out of a crushed car, putting my life in danger as gas was spilling. They ran away as soon as I got them out. Turns out the car was stolen and the police were onto them. The cops found me on top of the car holding the door open and arrested me. Spent the night in jail for that good deed. Another time I worked in a restaurant at the beach. As I was closing I see a child wandering around crying. I abandoned my work and stayed with her for 4 hours or something, calling the cops, trying out numbers she thinks she remembers, etc. When the cops and the parents finally come, they start interrogating me like I kidnapped her or something. After some time I got angry and started shouting, and they just told me to go away. Not even a thank you or anything. Another time a guy in front of me at the ATM machine left a full wallet on the machine and walked away. I was not paying attention to him, so I did not even notice what he was wearing. So I took the wallet into the bank and explained at the counter what happened. There is a wad of cash in there. I say I have to leave, but was asked politely at first that I have to stay until they contact the owner. I say I have to leave, I had something important to do. Instead the security guys detain me for like 30 minutes until the owner shows up. He says everything in there. I'm just standing there, nobody told him that I found it. They just told me you can leave now. I had dreadlocks all these times and my skin color is of the darker kind. Maybe played a role, maybe not. I just continue doing good when I can, and most of the times it is appreciated. This was a huge scandal in China a while back when I was living in Shanghai. An elderly lady was crossing the street and was hit by a guy on a scooter. She fell down was injured while the man who hit her drove off. A man nearby saw what happened and came over to help her up and offered to take her to a hospital. The old lady freaked out and started accusing the man of hitting her, which he didn't. Her reasoning was, why are you offering to help me if you did not knock me down in the first place? She pressed charges and took him to court, and it was a media frenzy in China. I'm a female education major and I work part-time at a retail store in the mall. A little boy of about 3 left his mother and was running into the crowded food court. And it was Black Friday in my low-income area, so there were a lot of ducking people. I yelled for his mom, but she was in the dressing room. So I ran out and grabbed him before he could get lost in the crowd of people. When I walked back in the store, the woman charged at me as I explained that he had run out of the store. There was no way she did not know what I was doing. Took the kid out of my hands, grabbed my ponytail, got in my face, and screamed at me for touching her son. Then she went into a rant about how white people need to stop trying to save black babies and that the white man did not know what was best for black kids. Her speech was strewn with profanity and she was yanking my hair the whole time. My boss called security but was otherwise useless, and not a single customer did anything. I did not fight back because she had a child in her arms. She was larger, and people in the area have been known to carry knives. Anyway, a security guard showed up. She was later arrested and faced assault charges. If you are reading this, you made it until the end of the video. Smash that like button if you have enjoyed it. Bam. On screen there should be some more videos similar to this. So either go do something else or watch more videos. That's about it. There is no more here. What are you waiting for, a secret message or something? This is not a secret, but subscribe for more videos like this.